Welcome back to the channel, everybody. You'll never believe it, but I've got another tent. I'm maxing out the scales here, I think. 4.3-ish. Mind you, if you take this footprint out, there goes 600 grams. Without the footprint, we're dropping below 4 now. So what is in the bag, I hear you say? Well, we've got the tent itself. Nortent have been kind enough to send me 2 sets of poles so as I can double pole it, so we can try it in extreme conditions. We've also got a massive 27 stronghold pegs, which are really long, incredibly strong because of this extra edge on them. I don't think I've ever bent one of these before. Can't help but chuckle about the 27 pegs, because when you think about it as a tunnel, this would actually go up and probably be relatively okay with just 4. We've also got the footprint and stuff sack. We've got the peg bag and spares and accessories bag, and then we've got the spare guy lines, patches, and instruction manual. So it is a heck of a lot of kit. Got the usual very extensive instruction sheet in full photography, and then just some information generally on seam sealing and condensation management, as they do with all the tents. So as you saw already, it's from Nortent, and it's their new Ly2 tunnel tent. They've got a 1-man, a 2-man, I think they've got a 3-man as well, which must be massive. But anyway, without further ado, let's get outside. I'm excited to get a look at this, and let's get it up, because this is going to be my weekend shelter. First impressions are this thing is absolutely enormous. So all 3 poles involved are all exactly the same length, and for some reason the black section's on either end, but it doesn't matter which one you use. Wow, so this is less of a tent but more of a warehouse, I would say. Absolutely massive. There we go, that's much better. I mean, one of the most impressive things is the speed at which it goes up, but then that's typical of a tunnel tent. 3 equal sized poles, straight in, 4 pegs, and you're up before you start bracing it and making it a bit stronger. Just to show you around, it is a beast. Looks absolutely massive. Bloody hell. It's like a Nissan hut, not a tent. This actually looks like a 3-person inside. It's absolutely huge. It really is very spacious and very high inside here, which I do like in this design. And looking at the mat, as you can see, you get another 1, possibly 2 that way. But actually, if you were to turn your mats in lengthways, although you're pushing the inner out slightly, I reckon you could actually, in a pinch, sleep 4 people in a row here. So that was night 2 in the Ly2 from Nortent, and we have loved it, I have to say. It really is possibly a 4-person tent rather than a 2-person, and I'll tell you why. If you turn around and sleep along the length of it, there's just enough room in the inner to squeeze the doors out slightly, and you would easily get 4 people in a row here. So it gives you some idea of the absolute size of this. The space in it is enormous. And obviously with 2 vestibules as well, that's really good as well. So the overriding thing with just is speed of pitching, and the sheer amount of space and comfort in it is just unrivaled so far in any tent. It was very kind of Nortent to send me a second set of poles, so we can double pole that and try it at some point, but that would be overkill at the moment. The weather's been perfectly a-okay, well within the capability of this. The hanging lines inside, I think just a wee niggle there would maybe be to have guy lock adjusters on them, so you could make the hanging lines a bit tighter. That would be a nice wee detail, but I could easily upgrade that myself. As you can see, just the sheer amount of space and the width in this thing, because remember, you're sleeping across this way, not that way. So you end up with an enormous vestibule at either end. And as I was saying there, this is preferably the way we like to do this. It's just go in and out the side door. It's just a lot more protected from the weather. I'm not even sure you need the middle door and the extra weight and the complication of the extra zip. I would just turn this into keeping it a vented area. But one niggle I do have is that at the moment this vent is completely open. There's no mesh on it for bugs. So that means that in the height of summer it would become quite buggy quite easily if you were having to vent the tent. Instead, what they should have is have some bug mesh and a zip a la the Hilleberg Namatch kind of style. So that way you could keep this vent open most of the time, but also just keep all the bugs out. Just to give you some idea of the carnage inside at the moment, this is how it is when we've just got up for breakfast. So you can see I've got my torch hanging from one of the lines in here. We've got bags everywhere. A special mention, I have to say, particularly to James at Camper's List, these light tour mats, we're both using them. I've got the slightly lesser spec R-rated light tour, which I think is about 5 something. Jan is on the full winter one to rival the Thermarest Xtherm, so that's 7.5 or 7.6. Both of us agree these are the most comfortable mats we've ever slept on. As a result, we've sold our Thermarest. Really like these. I just get a much better sleep, and the little air pockets just seem to create little hot air pockets underneath you, so you get a really nice impression of the heat. But yeah, there you go, the interior. Absolute madness, and just the sheer space. Honestly, if you turn your mats that way, you would literally sleep 4 people in here. So it's something worth thinking about, because you could probably do it even if it was like 2 adults, 2 kids or something like that. You could probably easily turn this into a 4-person tent. So the trip has been made much more comfortable by just having some really good kit for staying in and sleeping in. Big thanks to Nortent for the Ly2. Well worth a look at. I think it's a great tent, I have to say. It reminds me a lot of my old Namatch GT. Absolutely massive, really comfortable, very, very quick to pitch. Just keeps camping simple, you know. And also to James at Camper's List, the light tour mats, fantastic. If you want a decent night's sleep on a nice comfortable mat that's got a great R rating and at half the price of some of the big brands, I'd recommend them as well. So anyway, we're going to take these down and head on to today's adventure. Not sure where we're going, but so far, thanks for watching.